Well, welcome back to Valdi Customs Garage. See here, I have a shit ton of parts for the car. Unfortunately, we're not doing any body work today because, well, it's 34 degrees and, well, paint doesn't exactly stick. So, this is what we're doing today. So I know I'm probably going to hear in the comments about how I should be using holly and not an Edelbrock. Well, this isn't any Edelbrock. This is an AVS2, which means it's 1,000 times better than a holly. You will not change my mind. But later today in this video, I am going to be doing some interior work for those of you all who might be interested in that. It's basically just reattaching everything and hooking everything back up. Oh. But until then, this is what we're doing. So, that one looks like it's been at the bottom of a lake, and well, that one is brand new in the box. So we're going to see how this actually goes. This one has a electronic choke. Oh well, no matter. Well, let's get to it. So, digging around back here, and I know this might be a little bit hard to see, but that right there if you know what that is, I commend you. That is an oiler for the distributor. This is actually my first time seeing one in person. And for those of you all who may be saying, well, Valdi, you had one of these cars in the past. You're right, I did. But the first thing I did was yank this motor out and stab a 350 small block in the thing with a with a 700 R4 behind it. So this is the very first time I've actually seen one and actually known what it was, which, I don't know, I thought that was actually pretty cool. So anyway, we're gonna try to work on the rest of this real quick, but I am going to try and figure out some of this stuff off camera because I want to delete a lot of this. So, like, yeah, this is gonna stay, that's probably gonna stay, but also at the same time, my bad. So this is obviously getting replaced with that one over there, and this is obviously gonna stay. I might end up replacing this, I'm not entirely sure. in any case, the basic way it's gonna run down is I'm just gonna try to get this to run as is. I'm gonna go get some can of WD-40 for that real quick and give that a little spritz. Probably gun oil would be working better. I'm actually gonna go get some gun oil. Well, changed the spark plugs on this side so far, and well, they all tell the same story. They were running quite some time, as you can see right there. It's slightly at an angle, all the corners and stuff are rounded, and everything's black. But the only one that said anything odd was this one. And I'll bring him over here into the light. You can see there's a little bit of rust on it. So I'm thinking that valve was open as it sat. Now this is nothing too major. There wasn't any wet on the plug. Doesn't smell bad. But this one is definitely the worst out of the bunch. That ain't too bad. They're a little wet. It smells a little bit like oil, but I think somebody fogged the cylinders down. I don't know. A little bit, which is good for me because it'll smoke and then it should clear up rather well. Now, on to the other side. Well, there may be a little bit of a problem. Took all that off. But no, there may be a little bit different of a problem. What I at first thought was dry rot is, well, quite frankly, very clearly been fried. But when you come down here and you look at this, this is also fried. So I don't know whether somebody put the battery in backwards or what, but it looks to me like a lot of this stuff has been caught on fire at some point because some reason or another. So the wiring isn't as good as I thought. I mean, up here is okay, but I think it probably blew some fuses. I need to find the fuse panel and take a look. That's a real bummer. I was hoping not have to do a lot of wiring on this car, but apparently I do. At least the Rest of it looks okay. I mean, when you look pretty much anywhere else, except for, well, quite obviously, the thermostat controls, it looks like all of this got fried. That one's just straight kinked over in on itself, but it looks like all the thermostat and wiper controls got fried for whatever reason. I don't know. I'll have to go through the wiring and stuff, but as of right now, I just want to get the thing running. Hopefully I'll have tail lights and headlights and stuff. If not, those are fairly simple to rewire and stuff. I mean, I've got that junction right there. I can poke and prod and lay new wire if I need to. But damn, that's just that's a real bummer right there. Anyway, I guess back at it again. The reason why I pulled this off is, well, first of all, I'm not really gonna need it, and I'm used to driving around with my windows down anyway. And in this car, trust me, you're gonna want to ride with the windows down so you can hear all the people breaking their necks as it drives by. But for right now, I'm just gonna try to get this thing together. And well, next segment should be me putting the battery and stuff in about 2 weeks from now. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that carburetor on there and then that coil and see how that goes. Well, there's the carburetor all attached and everything. It probably doesn't need these, but for my own peace of mind, I put those on there to make sure that the TV shift cable, downshift cable, is, well, gonna work, because this is actually backwards and upside down and sideways. So that's more of a peace of mind for me that it's gonna work. But yeah, that right there, I can get a full stroke on the pedal, engaging the secondaries and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, next is, well, fuel line and trying to figure out, I'm assuming that is the fuel pump, because it doesn't look like there's one down there like on classic Chevys. So welcome to the learning experience. Basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a barb fitting like this for over here, and then I'm gonna throw a filter in line and then run it whoop right up that way. Hopefully this still works without any issues. I'm not gonna run this again just because that just seems a little dated for the time period. But yeah, as for the rest of it, I need to figure out which one of these I'm going to use for the back of the carburetor, or if I'm just going to go off the front to feed the master brake cylinder. I've got another one in the car and it works, so we're going to swap those out, and then I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I've got the plug for it back here if need be. Yeah, but that is all of that done. I am under the assumption this is the vacuum control module for the transmission. I don't know why it was disconnected, but I'm assuming that somebody was messing with stuff and disconnected it. I can't put it here or here, but I might be able to cut this off and then stick me a tiny little rubber hose on there from there to there. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure this is for the vacuum control module though. Well, it's not a lot, but I think it's kind of something. Well, spark plugs are done. I cleaned up the spark plug wires. I didn't get into the distributor to fool around with the points yet. Messed around with that. So now this is quite stiff, but I don't think, geez. Let's try this. That spring is actually quite heavy. Let's see if I can. Yep, see, I get a full sweep out of it now. Man, I really wish I had my Leatherman on me, but it broke. So, but I get a full sweep on the carburetor now. For whatever reason, this is a bit more backwards than you would imagine, but I get a full sweep on it now from the pedal. So this was retrofitted off the old carburetor because it's supposed to sweep with the throttle. So I'm pretty sure that's the kick down. Pretty sure this is the throttle advance, or the timing advance is what this is, because that's what it looks like it goes to way down in there. But yeah, cleaned a lot of this up again. So next video, what we'll be doing is we'll be figuring out the fuel line situation from the tank, and then the return line. I'm probably just going to put a T in here so that way it won't overpower the needle and seat in there. And put a T in and a barb fitting with a T, and then fuel filter, and then into fuel inlet. Pop a battery in it, and then I'm probably going to hardwire it in real quick because I just want to hear it run. Because, well, I've owned this car for 2 years and I haven't heard it run yet. But based on the generator having the oiler tab and the distributor also having the same oiler tab, this stuff comes in handy. But I think for right now, I'm gonna run the generator just so I can get it running. I'm not too overly concerned with everything else. But my new shopping list currently consists of alternator, battery, and air filter. Because I have fuck tons of fuel line. Oh, and a fuel filter. So that about wraps things up. Make sure I'm not gonna close nothing in the hood. There we go.